All right, we're going to talk about some, you guessed it, MCU stuff. As we always do, there's always something to discuss, uh, but no DC. So that's kind of a win for us at this point. All right, so the upcoming Avengers films, Avengers Kang Dynasty and Avengers Secret War. Some little rumors floating about, and I thought it'd be an interesting discussion because I think they're very interesting and they can, provide a quite an interesting conversation. So apparently, Avengers Kang Dynasty is about the new Avengers. Shang-Chi, Miss Marvel, those kind of ones that have come in. And then Avengers Secret Wars is to be the MCU legacy multiverse characters. They're coming together to save the MCU and reestablish a sacred timeline, which is that timeline that was established in Loki season 1 that Kang was protecting. So to get that back on track. And it's really just it was described in a way that was kind of reminiscent of what the Flash aimed to do with the DCU, kind of the soft reboot method. And so apparently it's going to be a send off to the entire Fox universe and also to kind of close off the MCU. And in the aftermath, it will be an all new, all different MCU. So that's pretty big. If this comes to fruition, that's very big news, and it kind of changes the biggest franchise in history. What do you think about this?
Yeah. If Kang Dynasty is only going to have the new Avengers in it, then it's going to be pretty shit. I mean, we've only had one film each, if that, of those characters, and they're going to be there leading. Like, fuck off, no way. They'll
Oh,
at least
geez.
have they'll at least have some sort of established proper main Avenger in there. Because that just having one movie each is not enough to build towards an Avengers film. At least it could be like, oh, what about phase one? No, shut up. Because at least with phase one, you had they were all very popular characters of Marvel, and Iron Man had two films before we got to that, and then that catapulted into more sequels for those characters. But these guys only have one film. They might be lucky enough to get two. Some of them.
Yeah.
Miss Marvel probably has the most experience right now, film and time wise, because
Oh yeah.
she's gonna be in the Marvels and she had her own TV series. So yeah, Secret Wars though, that's very interesting. I'd really like to see that happen. I don't know
Yeah.
if Marvel Studios has the balls to do it, but that would be awesome
Yeah.
if they did do that. Just send off the Fox universe, cut ties with the MCU, and just start from fresh. I don't know how
Mm.
the I don't know what it means by an all different MCU. Does it mean it's basically going to get rebooted with, a different Captain America and a different Iron Man? Or is it just going to be like these new Avengers in a new universe? That'll
Mm.
be interesting. I'll probably
Yeah.
prefer the first point that I made, just like a
Mm.
complete reboot and just tell different stories.
Yeah.
What we've seen. But yeah, I don't think Marvel has the balls to do it. But if they do, fuck, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. No, the Secret Wars one is definitely surprising, especially if it's like a team up of the legacy characters.
Yeah.
Like if you get like Hugh Jackman's Wolverine and Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man come in and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, it would be very cool to see. I don't know if it really if they could make it work in a way that made in-game so great. What I think what makes in-game and Infinity War so great is that there's so much, emotion and urgency behind that entire plot. I don't know if it could replicate what that is, but at least kind of visually and seeing all those characters together would be really cool to see. I don't know if I'd like it. I know that I would have fun with it, but in terms of what it does to the MCU, I don't think I would enjoy it because it just can't capture what Infinity War and Endgame did. I don't know if we'll ever get back to that kind of quality of the MCU. Kang Dynasty with just the new Avengers. I think you nailed it on the head in terms of not not caring and it might be shit. Obviously it can be good. But it's just yeah, phase one had one movie per character except for Iron Man, of course. But more people watched those movies, and they were good, and people weren't so unsure about that universe at that time. So I think it was a lot more safe to do the Avengers back then. And also there was only 6 Avengers. There wasn't 10 or 15. So I don't know how that's gonna work.
That's
Um
true.
but in terms of its kind of closing off the MCU and opening up with an all new, all different MCU, I think it just means if they are trying to get the sacred timeline back and in motion, I think we're just gonna see like it almost completely rebooted, but like still the MCU, just all different, all new, and it kind of gives them a chance to start again in a sense. I think it is probably the best move for them because they've expanded too much. I keep telling you, I'm so sick of every mid-credit scene of just Skippy McDippy just showing up and be like, "Yo, I'm here." And it's just like, who are you? Why do I care? And I have to wait like 5 years to see that character again. There's too much characters. There's too much worlds. It's too much. The power levels are ridiculously out of whack. Like there's no power control. Like I thought Captain Marvel was the most powerful, and now it's Gaia of Secret Invasion, and I'm like, who is like the dominant force here? If you have the Avengers, no one should be able to beat them. It doesn't make sense to me. I think they should go this route and close off nearly everything that you've done so far, and kind of just start fresh. Start just a little bit fresh. I could really get on board with that if it's done right. But there's a chance that if they do this wrong, this kind of reboot, it could kill the entire MCU and box office and everything else, and the fan base could completely drop out. Because I think we've invested like years of our life being very invested with this franchise. If they just be like, oh no, yeah, by the way, we're just gonna do like a little soft reboot, don't worry about it. People are gonna be like, damn, I kind of spent all this time being invested and stuff, and now you're just moving on to something new. I won't bother doing that again because that was a lot of time and effort, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think that could. So it is a risk, but if they make it in a way that makes sense, then I think it can work. But yeah, no, we're sick of the Skippy McDippies. Just focus on your main characters.
Fucking Skip.
All right.